So let's get into the bougie part of the show. Let's talk about people making $200,000 and $400,000 worth of income. First up, $200,000 income. Now, once you make $200,000, man, you are rocking and rolling. And realize we also, here's where this is also gets, in my eyes, kind of bougie. You're doing $200,000 to start off with. Not many people can do that. And then, yes, we have a slight increase, and I think we did 1% a year, 1.5% per year. But this is somebody who's rocking and rolling with a big shovel. I'm curious to see how this shakes out.
Yeah, remember, they're going to work for 25 years. So you have a 25-year working period. Your portfolio is going to make 8%. It's going to terminate making 5.5% in financial independence. And we're going to look at different savings rates to see how much of that pre-retirement income can you replace. And here's what we found. At a 25% savings rate for someone who makes $200,000 a year, and they save 25% for 25 years, they can replace 41% of their pre-retirement income. If you save 30%, you can replace 49% of your pre-retirement income. Now we're starting to get close. It gets exciting. If you can have the discipline at $200,000 a year to save 35% of your gross income every year, you could likely replace 58% of your pre-retirement income. And then if you can get that savings rate to 40%, now we have finally crossed over that magic threshold of 60%. You can replace 66% of your pre-retirement income, assuming that you had 1.5% annual wage increases over that $200,000 income.
Yeah, I am happy to see. Look, we are now in the what we call congratulations. You have enough income coming in retirement, cash flow coming in that you can pull off of your portfolio to replace what you're making with your income. If you're saving 35 to 40%, that's still a big ask with somebody with a very large shovel of an income of $200,000. So that's what let's talk about. If you actually did this, it is going to be interesting that you have a high income on paper, but your lifestyle will not reflect that because you are going to have to be so disciplined with what you're saving and investing.
Yeah, you kind of have to make this choice. Do I want to have a higher standard of living pre-retirement or a higher standard of living post-retirement? Because it's like squeezing the balloon. Yeah, you could have the lower 25, 30% savings rate in your working years. But then when you get to retirement, because the level of income you're able to replace, you might have to back down your lifestyle some. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's not inherently bad, but it's a decision you need to make on the front end. Conversely, if you can live off of saving 40% of your gross income through all of your working years, then yeah, maybe when you get to retirement, when you actually hit financial independence, you are able to do the things you've dreamed about. You are able to travel and see the world and have the experiences or maybe buy the nicer things because you sacrificed doing those things during your working years.
Last thing I'll say on this is just also to be careful because you will need to be prepared if you're making a high income like this. When you leave the workforce, it's not easy to replace a $200,000 income. Just make sure you're also being very disciplined with how you spend this money because it is one of those things where you're going to have enough money and this will on paper work, but if you go into a lifestyle where you're spending significantly more than you were when you were in the workforce, you could see that you even at this level of income, you miss out on a lot.